Oh, it's on, has to be on. Bruce Barosky of Providence, Rhode Island, and I just wanted to speak in support of the proposals provided by the Boroughville Land Trust concerning the Facility Siting Act for which this is convened. Much of what I say might sound redundant, an echo of what has already been said, but really I just wanted to call attention to some of the underlying values that have guided the deliberations of the Land Trust. The first is transparency. Obviously, as it's been said again and again, the complexity of these processes can be daunting, and to correct that or to meet that challenge, I hope that there'll be some endorsement of the I think recommendation 10 to engage a pre-application process, as I believe is in New York at the time. That's the model I believe it's patterned after. In addition, I think another value is a commitment to democratic process, and I think two recommendations from the document, the letter that the Land Trust provided, speak to these concerns. The expansion and the contraction of the number of board members. I think the numbers there were 9 to 30, but nevertheless, just depending on the scope and size of the project at issue. Recommendation 9, also the engagement of an attorney to manage the data, to call on expert witnesses, to evaluate these applications, also is very important. Finally, I think it's also important I think the recommendations in general empower the state just to exercise just reasonable democratic control over the private interests that would cite these plans. And I think as a part of that, and this is recommendations 11 and 12, funding for these efforts is essential as well. Obviously, just a handful of the proposals that the Trust offers, but I just wanted to call attention to these just to bring to mind, I think that the values that have been really articulated here, that I believe should guide the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce, and I apologize about the name. Any questions?